There's also another feature in React Router DOM package here that we can use to programmatic navigate to certain places. Basically, in cases that where we have events like on-click events or a mouse enter or any type of event that you have in your application, you can programmatically redirect that person somewhere else or that user. So let me show you. First of all, I'm going to create another route here just to have, so let me just start how I would do this from the beginning, right? So what I would do, first of all, I would create the file first. All right, so let's just come back here and let's just copy this guy. And as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna do a save as, and let me just see that's, forget about it. Let me just do that here. So I'm just gonna create contact.jsx. Sometimes it's faster to do certain things manually. And I'm gonna save that, make sure that that says contact page. And I suggest you guys follow me with this, okay? And I'm gonna call this contact, okay? That's how we do it. So I will create the file first, and then I will create the routes. Usually when we're doing a big application, we start with the routes and the API, the backend, and all that stuff first. And then we start doing things like this. But anyway, let's come back into this one here, and let's just make sure that, let's make sure we import it first. Contact, and we have it here. All right. And then, of course, we'll have a path, a route here. And of course, it's named contact. All right. So let's just make sure that that works. Make sure that all this stuff is saved actually. And that our link in our navigation says contact here as well, that we have a link actually, because we don't. Contact and contact. All right, so that looks about it. So if I click on it, perfect. All right. So let's say you were on the contact page and you wanted to redirect, let's say, to the home page. Let's go into that contact view or component. Let me just close all this stuff here. Let's go into that contact. And what I want to do is I want to also, besides creating that H1, I also want to create a button. And this button is just going to say go home, just like that. Let me put this, let me just give it a parent. All right. Make sure your JSX has some type of parent element to make this actually work nicely. All right. So let's say, for example, all right, that we are in the contact page, and if I want the user to be redirected to homepage when I click on something, or in this case, a link, I can programmatically redirect the user there using another functionality, another feature from React Router DOM called use navigate. So let's just import it. So this function here, use navigate. Let's actually extract it here to a variable like this, so we can use it better. And it says something a little bit better, right? So we are using use navigate. We're gonna get that out, right, and make it work. So on click, for example, we'll use an arrow function here. We'll say, well, get this function out, and we'll say, hey, navigate to the homepage. And we know that the homepage path is a /. Simple as that. All right. So now we save this, and we'll go back in here, and we click here. You can see that that gets redirected to the homepage. Very, very simple. All right. This is how you can programmatically move between your app, move your users, and with no page reloads, which is really nice in my opinion. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the next lecture because I want to show you how we can add classes depending on where we are in our navigation here, depending on where we are and what component we are actually seeing at the moment. So let's add a class here depending on the location. I'll see you guys on the next lecture where we can do that.